Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. One second. Hey, everyone, just give me one moment. I'm not seeing chat going anywhere, so just gonna maybe refresh the stream for a second before we continue on. Just one moment. All right, there we go. Sorry, for some reason, whenever I logged on there, chat was not showing up, so I was wondering what the heck was going on. So, welcome to the Bachelor in Paradise post-show live stream. How's it going, everybody? For those of you as we're just getting in, and for those of you who are maybe tuning in for the first time to this stream, this is a post-show discussion where we're just going to go over everything that happened on the episode and get and talk about our first initial thoughts. Paradise is also going to be a 2-night event for the rest of the summer, so that is Monday and Tuesday, so we will be having live chats after every episode. I'll also be, for the first couple of weeks, just doing a video on the whole week of Paradise on Thursday. So if you're hanging around tomorrow and wondering where's the video, it's not going to be coming out till Thursday, but it will come out, I promise you, and it will be a longer video. So don't worry about content. Also, we just have a couple of rules. Number one is please don't post any spoilers. We know that Paradise has finished filming, so no outright spoilers, please. In the chat, sleuthing and all that, as per usual, is all fair game. Other than that, it's just be kind to each other. So let's talk about tonight. Let's talk about the first episode of Paradise. A lot of introductions to start off, but a lot of setups for some relationships. We've got Blake with everyone, and Dylan and Hannah. A lot of people were shipping that, and we've talked about Dylan and Hannah quite a bit already on the channel. And I know we've seen Dylan crying in the preview and going through some troubles, but I think there's a good outcome for him. And Carolyn, thank you so much for the super chat. Who's more hated now, Jed or Blake? Right now, Jed, but Blake Blake's setting himself up for disaster. And holy smokes, Blake, man, going from a Bachelor Nation favorite to down in the dumps. So, whew, that's quite a turn. But yeah, it's not looking good for him, especially with. So honestly, I was about to tweet something like, "Oh no, Christina falling again for another d bag," and then she's like, "I'm gonna make Blake my bitch." So big ups for Christina. Looking forward to that tomorrow. Um, so gonna be big. I feel like something happened before Paradise between Dylan and Hannah. I need all of their details. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we do know that that there were talks between Blake and Hannah, but I don't want to say that that's a I don't want to say that's a much of anything other than chatting, and apparently Blake was chatting with a lot of people, and they did talk about it on the show too. I think Kaylin was saying after they were together that Blake was DMing her like immediately after or the morning after. So yeah, yeah, and we've got Cam showing up in leopard print, John Paul Jones in a speedo. It's paradise is happening. Things are this is paradise. It's always next level. So oh yeah, and I see someone already saying right now we need to talk about this Tyler and Gigi situation. I'll get this out of the way now. Maybe there will be a couple of more questions about it, but yeah, right now, as far as I can tell, the tea's too cold to really get upset over, to get um, really worked up about. But apparently Tyler was at a bar and Gigi Hadid was also there. Um, and there's all sort of rumors and speculations going about that. Anyways, the only thing I will say is it's probably just going to solidify either Mike or Peter as Bachelor. So, and Jayla, thank you so much for the super chat. Why is Hannah B there? I'm freaking out. So Hannah B will definitely be there, not because she's a contestant or searching for love. She's going to be there as like what they did this with Becca last season in Paradise, where Becca showed up and she just kind of gave advice to people and talked to people. That's going to be the same situation. Hannah is going to be there just talking or to do a bit or whatever, but it won't be searching for love. So don't worry about that. Her, being there for love. So that's why Hannah's there. They're kind of propping it up as a oh my gosh, why is she here? But it's not going to be anything serious. It's a bit of a fake out in the preview. Yeah, JPJ should be the bartender after this season. I know, right? Well, Wells is he's engaged and he's got a life to plan. Maybe it's time for a new opening, but we'll see. Wells has pretty solidified that spot, but the mystery woman, yeah. So in my recent preview, I'm seeing someone. The mystery woman is Haley M from Nick's season of The Bachelor, and they're saying that's not me thinking. Demi said Haley. Haley is the only blonde from recent season with that tattoo. Oh yeah. So I do know what you're talking about, the tattoo. So that's one of the things that I used in the video to differentiate people, like prove or disprove people as possibly the person with Demi in Paradise. But I do believe that Haley does not have that tattoo. I'll go back and double check, but I'm pretty sure that is not. It's not Haley M. But I mean, hey, I could be wrong, but I'll double check. But I'm pretty sure it's not the her it's on the right arm, and I've seen Instagram photos of Haley M and her right arm, and there's no tattoo there, unless she got one very recently. So, what about Cam's windmill tattoo? Yeah, it's wishful thinking. Wishful thinking, I think. So the power of positivity. um, Even if Haley M has a tattoo on the other arm, the producers could have flipped the footage. I don't believe that's possible. Because you can tell when it's someone's right arm versus left arm, even if they do flip it. And Fancy Pants, thank you so much for the super chat. Cam seems to be in the previews more. Does this mean someone actually liked him enough to give him a rose? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe so I'll take a look back at the preview for the upcoming episode or season. It was really a season preview, and I'll double check everything to see if there's any connections that we haven't already speculated so far. But one, I think Cam could be possibly um, how do I say this without being mean? I can't. A target for friendship roses throughout the way. As a, I'll give you a rose, you give me a rose, and we'll both make it around another couple of episodes. Um, I definitely don't think Cam will make it far enough to be in the engagement scenario, but we'll see. Um, we'll see. So, but yeah, no, Cam's obviously not gotten off to a good start to the season. So I don't have high hopes for him and a relationship. That being said, I mean, if he ended up getting a date card, I don't see why anyone would just outright deny him. Everyone wants to accept a date card no matter what. Um, so it's always, even if it's not someone you're interested in, it's exploring a new relationship and it's TV time. It's only if you're really in a committed relationship that you turn one down. And Andres Martinez, thank you so much for the continued support, the super chat. Really appreciate it. I was waiting for Hannah's dad to say that Jed seems like a guy. yeah. In relation to Cassie's dad, uh, who called Colton a guy. He seems like a guy. Um, yeah, no. Yeah, they were pretty spot on about their concerns about Jed, I think. But yeah, fortunately they don't have to deal with him anymore. They don't have to listen to any dog food jingles or anything like that. But but we're putting Jed in the back burner. We're leaving Jed do his jingles and all that. Let him be. We've got Paradise to get to look forward to. And yeah. Wells has been a bartender. So Wells has been, it's been 2 seasons already. So he did the one with like a couple seasons ago where he was on and he kind of had this thing with Danielle, and they sort of like she left and was like, I only want to be with Wells of all the guys here, and I am not allowed to because he's the bartender, and they kissed, and that was that, and that kind of never happened again. And obviously now Wells is engaged to Sarah Hyland, and that's a thing. And then he was on with Yuki the last season. So yeah, Wells has been here for a while, so this is not new for Wells. Do they all just hook up with each other? Pretty much, pretty much. I mean, they're looking for love, right? But there's always this area of Paradise is about exploring. So when do you think Haley, and I'll say that in quotations, like Haley being just this mystery woman, comes in? Honestly, I've been looking at the footage today. We get some better looks at her, and I'll go through again. Like when I did this last video that I released just today, um, I went through pretty much a good chunk of Bachelor contestants, and to see if there was any that kind of matched the sort of a build and blonde hair woman that could be with Demi, and I didn't really find anyone. Now, I was specifically looking for people named Haley because I had noticed a lot of people were saying, hey, like she's saying Haley in that shot. So just to kind of either prove or disprove that theory. So I can go back and look again, but it's hard to remember anyone who this could be, but I'll keep looking, see if we can find some clues. And I don't think it's Annalise. Some people had said Annalise, and I kind of sort of thought back on that and went, well, I mean, because who else could it be? Maybe, and I don't know. I'm feeling kind of off about this. I don't know who it is. So yeah, and again, I'm seeing another question about Gigi and Tyler. right now I think people are just like they're freaking out a little bit. They're on edge because of all the like pretty much every guy in Hannah's season was up to no good. It's definitely a different situation. Even you know, I'd say the tea's too cold right now to get up in arms. There's a lot of explanations. There's a lot of theories, and it's also very different because they're not engaged. They're not like in a relationship. They're exploring something. So we'll see. Um, but I definitely do think that gives other contestants more of an opportunity for um, the Bachelor position. So we can transition to Mike, who got some more screen time in this preview. So he definitely goes on a date with Kaylin, as we sort of speculated from the footage, the original preview footage from the show. And he also has some other dates on the horizon. So I believe it was with Katie. We saw him on a date with Katie as well. So we'll see. I think at this point, if Mike doesn't find love in Paradise, he will be the Bachelor. Just because the momentum of Paradise is gonna pull him in that direction. There's a lot of people that are already trying to push him for Bachelor, who are supporting him for Bachelor. There's a lot of people who are also supporting Peter and have been Tyler as well. Um, but I think with Peter not being um, in Paradise this season, and also we don't know if Peter wants to be Bachelor. But I think with Mike being there, and if he doesn't find love, it's I think he's a really good shot for Bachelor. So yeah, and I love Dylan. Yeah, so we missed Dylan content in Hannah B's season. Yeah, Dylan really got no coverage in Hannah's season. He kind of fell to the wayside with all the Luke business and then the Jed business. Well, he was out before really the Jed stuff truly came out, but yeah, no, we missed Dylan, and he seems like a well intentioned guy. Um, so I'm hopeful. I mean, obviously, if it's him or Blake at this point in the season, yeah, I'm rooting for Dylan to find love. And Victoria B, did you see that Gigi and Tyler went on a date? Yes, yeah. So yeah, I know Bachelor Nation's a bit freaking out about this Tyler and thank you for the super chat as well. Tyler and Gigi's scenario, and I think so. Unless I've missed something that's happened recently, all that was shown was Tyler standing at a bar and the back of a woman who apparently was Gigi, and I mean, there's I think a lot of people are filling the in betweens a little bit much. So I don't know I don't know what the deal will be there, the end outcome, but I think we wait before we riot. I think we wait before we riot. Are you seeing comparisons between Blake and other villains as far as manipulating women for their narrative? Thoughts? I'm seeing comparatives between Blake and yeah. Sorry, I saw a little there was a little blip there in the stream. It's being rough. If it continues to be that way, we'll end things out. I don't know what's going on. The internet's being super fun right now. Um, yeah, to continue what I was saying before, I'm seeing comparisons between him and other guys that have messed around quite a bit. But I've never quite seen so many women already coming in with bad thoughts. Usually the situation is that guys will come on, or whoever will come on, women, whatever, and and be with multiple people, and then that gets them a bad reputation. They start to get someone's investment into them, and then mess with that by going after other people. So I've never quite seen people already on the show like day one and having that hatred thrown at them like Blake has had, and this whole like Christina ready to throw down with him. So that I think that's pretty new as far as Bachelor in Paradise villains go. So I mean I could easily see this being a messy business for 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 Blake for the future. So we'll see. It's hard to imagine a redemption story coming out here, but possibly. He seems to be still with people based on the previews. So who knows? Yeah, and the closed captions agree with you regarding what Demi said. It sounded like Haley at first, but when I listened again, she did not say Haley. Yeah. I agree. I did hear. I can hear the Haley. I can hear where people are coming from. As someone who puts headphones on and listens to Bachelor footage a lot when editing these videos and going through footage, it did sound like to me at the end of the day, I like just don't want to lose you instead of Haley, I don't want to lose you. I really hope that Christina learned from the Dean situation and doesn't let Blake walk all over her this time. Apparently, she's not going to. It seems like what she said. I'm really excited to see what happens. Was Blake dating Christina though? So apparently, back somewhere in the winter, early winter or something like that, there were rumors that Blake and Christina were dating. And then there was citing, I think it was something along the lines of Blake was seen with someone from Christina's family or something like that, or one of them was seen then in Denver or somewhere where Blake is from, and there were these rumors going around, and then it was all quiet, and then Blake came out much later, and said like, oh yeah, we had dated, but it just didn't happen. We decided we would be friends. Now, obviously, there seems to be a lot more to that story than what meets the eye. So I guess we'll probably find more about that tomorrow on their date. So people go home every week. Yeah, so if you're not familiar with Bachelor in Paradise, all of these contestants show up, and usually there will be either less men or less women, and whoever has the less amount of people will have the power for that week. They will hand out roses to people that they want to pursue a relationship with, or in some cases they don't want to pursue a relationship with anyone, so they'll give like a friendship rose. And anyone who doesn't get a rose goes home at the end of that episode. And then the next week, new people show up. And then the power will switch to the other sex, and they will give out roses for that week to the people that they want to be with. And if you end up in a couple and you like each other the whole way through, that's great. You're going to just keep giving each other rose after rose. But when new people arrive, sometimes that person you had your eye on shows up and you get tempted to, pursue a new relationship. And then drama ensues. So that's kind of the Bachelor in Paradise whole shebang right there. So, in case you're not familiar. And yeah, it certainly seems like there's going to be some of those friendship roses, because everyone seems to really be into a few people. A lot of the attention seems to be on Blake and Tayshia and Hannah G. So we'll see how everything goes. And then there's like Derek and Demi, which we know is probably not going to last. Based off everything from the previews, the whole Demi being bisexual thing, and another woman being there, this mystery woman. So we'll see how that goes out. But I think they already had shown them making out, which was a big part of the preview footage, and that's done already. So um, I don't think I think Derek and Blake, or sorry, Derek and Hannah are not going to be getting engaged at the end of this, to say the least. So yeah, Blake's gonna be like, yeah, like that Fabio guy. Yeah. Or you could pull a Kevin and Astrid and just blow up for no reason. Yeah, I know. That was so frustrating to watch last season. They seemed like they were gonna be, so now they are still together. Um, Derek and Astrid, by the way, and seem to be going strong. But yeah, last year in Paradise they were a couple and seemingly doing great. Then all of a sudden he just ended things, and then he came back on the after the final rose or after the final Paradise and kind of said, "I was an idiot. Can we please get back together?" And then they did, and they're still going strong. So I mean, we'll see if one of those gets pulled this season. Um, that one seemed like seemingly out of nowhere. Yeah. Hi, Fantake. Where does Hannah B fit into this? Why is she back? I think it's just a part of the show. Not necessarily gimmick, but it's that she's just going to be brought back to give people advice or meet some of her friends or something like that. They did it with Becca, the previous Bachelorette last season. She came back to give advice to some of the women and, or maybe dish on some of the guys, as she obviously dated the guys on her season. So maybe Hannah will, let people know about what each of the guys from her season is like, and if there's anything that they're hiding or red flags or whatever. She's not going to be back as a contestant. She'll just be, there for more TV exposure. Bring the Bachelorette on. Oh, the Bachelorette will be on, and they kind of do a little fake out there in the preview to get people wondering, why is she back? But that's almost assuredly going to be the reason why. Yes, and War Machine Rocks, thank you for the super chat. Blake really going for Colton's final women. Yeah, I know. He seems to have his eyes set on two, and then there's going to be Christina as well. And like Demi said, we'll see if he finds his way to Chris Harrison next. Who knows? He could be after anybody. So, hi Fantake. Do you know why Dean is back? Now, yes, he is a contestant. He will be a contestant. Just like other people, like Bibiana, for example, who've been on multiple seasons of Paradise and other shows. He's going to be back again as a contestant, and there are speculations that he'll be coupling up with Kaylin. So we'll see. There seems to be some good evidence to support that, and they might not get engaged. They might, but they might not. We'll see. But definitely that's why Dean is going to be back. And there's some other people too. Jordan, for example, he'll be back again as a contestant. I originally wondered if so there was footage of him, or like someone took a picture on like Instagram of him headed to Paradise, and I originally wondered if it was because he was going to be going to the Goose and Crystal's wedding, and no, he's going to be a contestant. So expect to see some more people who have been in Paradise before. I mean, like Chris Bukowski's like been on 6+ seasons of different Bachelor programming, so they bring people back for multiple chances. So, and what is with Christina and Kaylin going after the same guys? Yeah, well, we'll see. I think Christina's got a little bit of a plan up her sleeve for Blake. And hi, Fantake, who do you think will be the villain for this Bachelor in Paradise? At least those we know so far. So obviously, Blake. Blake is getting some bad treatment, and not only from the contestants but from the editing room. So I think he's gonna be one of the villains of the season. But I've also talked in some of my previous videos about Christian, and we'll see how the whole fighting thing happens. There's a sort of mystery fighter who's this person coming in to fight Jordan, and it looks like it's Christian. He was on Jordan the same season as Jordan, Becca's season of The Bachelorette, and he was eliminated early, and then he caused some trouble, stirred up some trouble in the after the final rose or the men tell all with Jordan. So we could maybe see him as a villain too. And who are the men physically fighting over? That's a good question. It could just be animosity between the two of them, because we know that Christian and Jordan have a past fighting. And but we also have seen from the previews Christian with Nicole. So if there is someone of what we've seen so far, so maybe it would be Nicole. I don't know. It seems strange because we haven't seen anything Jordan and Nicole, but we have seen Clay and Nicole. So I don't know. Maybe it's more over something other than a woman or Nicole. So we'll see what it actually is about. I can't say it's about a person quite yet, but we do know that Jordan and Christian have a past. Fantake, notice me. There you go. So we'll see. Yeah, Derek and Demi are like 10 years apart. Yeah, I mean, that's yeah. But they seem to be having fun. And so is him and Taylor. Yeah, maybe that's Derek's thing. But but you know what? They're two consenting adults, and Demi seems to be pretty cool about things. So I'll trust her for now. But I think at the end of the day, it's not going to be Derek who wins Demi's heart. So how long is Blake going to last? Oh, he's going to last for a while. Absolutely. He seems to still have something with Hannah that at least gets explored, but I don't know. I don't know if he'll make it to the very end. We'll see. We'll see if he has some sort of redemption storyline, but I wouldn't hold my breath on Blake leaving anytime soon. The producers are going to be really, really pushing for him to stay. There's going to be a lot of drama unfolding if Blake is still around, so it's going to be hard for him to go. People are going to want him around. Yes, and can Mike still be Bachelor even though he's on Bachelor in Paradise? I feel Peter has a higher chance than him since he's laying low. So absolutely he can be Bachelor. If you remember, or maybe you're newer to the Bachelor seasons, Colton was on Bachelor in Paradise before he became the Bachelor. And it's his time and his sort of storyline on Bachelor in Paradise that propelled him to be the Bachelor. So I think absolutely Mike could be Bachelor because he could have the same sort of trajectory as Colton does. Be on Paradise, not find love, but be ready for love after Paradise, and then go straight into Bachelor. I think that the people at The Bachelor have found out that Paradise can really lift someone into the next season and keep our attention going longer. Because if they announce someone who isn't in Paradise back in July for Bachelor, that's a whole August, September that we have completely moved past that person's storyline. Whereas if someone is on Hannah's season of The Bachelorette, then goes on Bachelor in Paradise, and goes all the way to September. They are in our minds. Their story, their search for love, is going right to the end of Paradise, and then is only a few months away for Bachelor. So it keeps our attention going longer. And then they go on The Bachelor, then find someone, and then they become the Bachelorette, and then the whole cycle goes over and over again. So I think that it's something valuable that they've found in the past, since Nick's season, since Nick was on Bachelor in Paradise and then became the Bachelor. So I think that's a tool that they have. Obviously, if they find someone who's perfect and the storyline is perfect, they're gonna run with that. So we'll see. I really do believe that Mike has a strong chance. But so we're gonna come to the last little bit here of the stream. We've got a whole nother night of Paradise, a whole nother night of live streams tomorrow. So there's still a lot of content on the way right up. And I'll remind everybody that there won't be a video tomorrow. Likely not one Wednesday, but there will be one on Thursday. So keep your eyes open, but don't be worried if nothing comes out tomorrow. We're going to have a whole long, full week recap on Thursday. So get ready for that. But do you think the producers like Kevin? He seemed to be getting a good edit, but he was really being really hateful to Cam for no reason. Also, his compliment to Katie about the romper, yikes. Yeah, well, certainly... yeah, I don't know about Kevin. He's gotten an okay edit, but he didn't get a lot of time, and partially that's because there were other people to give time to, like Blake and all the people he's been with, and Caitlyn and everything like that, and Christina. But certainly Kevin also really doesn't like Cam because of what happened on the season, the whole chicken nugget thing, and like him and Cam and Hannah all having that aside at their cocktail party and everything. So that's certainly one of the reasons that Kevin is throwing hate at Cam, especially more than other people that might have been there. But are you still doing a weekly video for the previews during the season of Bachelor in Paradise? I'll probably be doing I will certainly be doing a video on this longer. I'll fit it in. It might because just my schedule for this week and next week is a bit messed up. It might come out at more of an odd time, but it will come out. So things are gonna be in the pipeline. And will Connor be in Paradise? I think likely. I wouldn't be mad if Mike is Bachelor, but I think there are too many better picks. I think at this point it's between Mike and Peter. Unless something crazy happens in Paradise that really propels them, like a cool love story or something that happens. So I think we're just gonna end the stream here. There's still so much to talk about. There's still so much to happen tomorrow. So I don't feel too bad. If you have any pressing questions, we still have tomorrow night to talk about everything. Thanks everybody for showing up for this Bachelor in Paradise live stream, and we're gonna be back tomorrow. So until then, Bachelor Fantake out.